little-known story, but there's a vicious band of guerrilla soldiers that has ravaged the countryside of East Africa for 2 decades, led by a young guy named Joseph Kony. They call themselves the Lord's Resistance Army, and they've wiped out entire villages, torturing and killing. They've also kidnapped children, turned them into soldiers.
These children are victims of one of the most brutal terrorist groups in the world, the Lord's Resistance Army. Led by this man, Joseph Kony, they have terrorized the people of Sudan, Uganda, and Congo, raping, murdering, mutilating, and abducting innocents. These women were maimed for life when the LRA took them captive, but it wasn't an LRA soldier who dismembered them. Florence was forced to cut off her mother-in-law, Feliciana's hand, with an axe. Maimed and bleeding, Feliciana was then ordered to do the same to her pregnant daughter-in-law.
An LRA soldier stood behind me with a gun, and he said, "If you do not cut the hand of this one, I'm going to shoot you." It was hard, but I had no other choice. I did it to save our lives.
The LRA does not spare children from such acts of violence. In fact, children abducted by the LRA are turned into child soldiers and forced to commit atrocities against their own families. But one American missionary is fighting back. In the past 10 years, Sam Childers has saved more than 1,000 children from the LRA. About 300 of them are living at his children's village orphanage in Nimule, Sudan. The compound is protected by soldiers of the South Sudan Army, and here the children find safety, food, and shelter. But even those safely inside cannot escape the awful memories of what they've seen.
If you sleep here on the compound, there's not a night goes by that you won't hear the cries and the screams in the middle of the night. These children got to relive what happened to them.
In his book, Another Man's War, Childers recounts his life as a former drug dealer who turned to Christ and now spends his time fighting for the lives of children in East Africa.
Fascinating story. And Sam Childers joins us now. Hey, Sam, welcome back. God bless you. It's good to see you. You know, your book is something else. I mean, your life is you know, so whether you call it a horror story or a great adventure, I don't know which, but it's, you've done some amazing things.
I tell you what, God has really been good to me, and I hope the book will go out to help to change a lot of people's lives like it did mine. And I'll be honest with you, I read the book through a couple times myself already, and it's hard for me to read. Yeah, it's very hard for me to read. I weep when I'm reading it, but at the end, I can look at what God has done for me over the years.
Well, you were one tough hombre a few years ago.
No, I wasn't a tough person. I was mean.
Oh, you were? Is there a difference?
There's a big difference. Tough person don't get beat up. I was beat up a lot, but I was a very, very mean person growing up through high school and even when I got out of high school. And I used to like to fight, but I still like to fight. I'm a preacher, but I still like to fight.
You still like?
Yeah.
Well, you take weapons, or somebody gives you weapons. You don't just go in there like a sweet missionary with a Bible in your hand.
Absolutely. I'm a soldier. Matter of fact, they call me, okay, the machine gun preacher is my nickname.
All right.
And somebody just made a website for us that's called the Machine Gun Preacher. But they say I'm good with a machine gun, but I'm better with a pistol. I
don't want to run you short. Well, what do you have to do? This Kony, he's been roaming around. Why doesn't somebody kill him?
You know, I've been trying for a long time, and there's a lot of other people trying. I believe it's the same thing. Why can't we get bin Laden? And it doesn't mean we should stop, but we need to be trying, and we need to try a lot harder. But I believe a lot of this is turning into a spiritual war. This Kony is plumb full of the devil. He gets all of his power from Satan. I mean, he even says it. He hears his orders also from spirits, you know.
Well, the viciousness, I mean, the dismembering of these people, beating up, ripping up pregnant women, cutting off their hands, cutting them children's arms off at the shoulder. This is horrible.
Absolutely. Well, he does this so his victims will scare the other people So it will make them leave the area. Something he's been doing recently is even skinning victims alive. I mean, it's just unheard of.
Well, I thought Museveni had made some kind of an accommodation with him where he was going to behave himself. Did that break down?
Yeah, there is no more peace talks right now. They are hunting him down. And I believe that's what they need to stick to doing. I mean, you can't make peace, okay, with the devil.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this territory isn't all that hard to get around. There are people there that obviously don't like him who would tell the soldiers where he is. I can't imagine he can hide out. I mean, bin Laden could hide up in those mountains, but
Absolutely.
there's nothing in East Africa to protect him.
Jungle can be very hard to find somebody, and especially these people are able to hide under a rock. I mean, you can walk right by somebody in the jungle. So it's a lot harder than we think. Yeah, to find someone like him. Now he's in the Congo, but he still has LRA soldiers that's in Sudan also killing people. From Christmas Eve night, he killed 670 people up till January 19th.